Today was chin-up day. Last week I was able to add 2 reps to my total, so I was hoping to get maybe 1 extra rep in this first set because I did 5-5-4 last week. So if I was getting a 6th one in the first set, I was going to be happy about the performance. Right from the get-go, I saw that there was a little bit of swinging coming down from the repetition, so I wasn't really controlling the eccentric as I should have, but I was still able to get up to 4 quite comfortably. The 5th one was okay, and the 6th one was kind of slow, but I was still able to get it in, and it was much faster than the 4th one in the 3rd set. This is set number 2, and I see myself kind of drying my hands off on my shirt. I was starting to feel a bit of sweaty palm sensation, and the bar wasn't really so grippy. It's a metal bar. So throughout this second set, and especially in the 3rd set, I was kind of struggling with my grip and really palming the bar properly, and kind of struggling all the time to maintain grip strength. It's very tiring to the forearms. In the second set, I was still able to get good form on most of the repetitions. In the 3rd set here, I was feeling my forearms pretty pumped and fighting all the time to manage to keep grip, firm grip on the bar, while also going for a very high intensity movement such as these 24 kilo chin-ups. For me at least, proved to be a bit too much. So I was able to get 3 reps that I was managing to get up to the bar, but the 4th one, I wasn't really getting there. I think it can still count. I'm gonna count it just because I got it almost there. But the next week, provided that I set up the area properly, I shouldn't be facing these issues as I did in this session here. So the aim is going to be to just match the performance from today. If I can get an extra one, it's fine. But if I can look a bit more confident in the last set, especially on the last repetition, I will still be happy about that. I cannot really expect to be progressing 2 or 1 rep each session with a weight that is quite challenging. In terms of the way that I would like to progress these, I think that I want to get towards like 3 sets of 6 before I go up in weight. All those sets are very high intensity. The first one maybe felt a bit harder than it looked when I'm rewatching it. The second one I was kind of in control, but the 3rd one I was really struggling. There were no reps in reserve over there because I kind of failed the last rep. So if I add weight, I want to be kind of confident that I can get at least 3 sets of 3 to start with, which means that it would be something like a first set which I finish with a couple of reps in reserve, a second one that I could have maybe an extra one, and the 3rd one I can go for a bit of a grinder. It's no big deal, but this is what I envision for an ideal progression. Let's see if I can match the reality with imagination with the reality. And here, looking at the dumbbell overhead presses, 16 kilos are looking more comfortable. They feel comfortable as well, and I was pushing the first set up to 10 repetitions, the second one at 9. At this point, my forearms were completely busted. The wrist curls were miserable to perform. In the second set here, I went for the reverse first because I knew that I wouldn't really be able to go up to 15 repetitions even. And perhaps it wasn't the smartest choice to be resting my elbows on top of my knees. There is a bit of tissue compression over there, and since my forearms are already fatigued, if they do not really have enough space to move around, I'm just making the workout harder for no reason. Especially since 7 kilos is relatively heavy weight for such a small muscle as the forearms are. If I consider that they were already fatigued from the previous chin-up work, and then I was also gripping the dumbbells on the overhead presses, I probably should be changing my position while I'm doing these. Maybe keeping my arms vertical to the floor and just extending and flexing like that should be fine. In here, I was experiencing a bit of discomfort in my piriformis. More than a bit, it was actually preventing me from getting in a good position for the handstand even. It's the relative hip flexion with a bit of a low back flexion also that kind of flared it back up. It wasn't painful, but it was uncomfortable, and I didn't really want to aggravate the situation in any way. So I decided to skip the Nordic hamstring curls and just focus a bit on some targeted work for the piriformis. First, a couple of sets of very high reps to pump some blood in there, and then some foam rolling. Hopefully it helped in releasing the tissue. Let's see. Ciao.